Hydra, maximum damage, let's go. What's up guys, MtgJedi here, how you doing today? We're talking about Hydra, maximizing your damage. I figured this was probably good timing since Cadaver is maybe nerfed. I don't know, we're getting screwed here because the way Polarium did this was in here you still had time to run your Cadaver team. Well, I mean, you were allowed to run your Cadaver team at the beginning of this, and so all of these teams did that. So I don't know that there's any way that we're going to be able to compete with that because I didn't have time to run my key. So we did get Chud in there with one of our Cadaver teams, but everybody else is on normal teams. So we might just have to tank this week. I don't like the idea of that, but we need to figure out what are all of the maximum damage ways. What are the ways that we can succeed in Hydra, do the most damage possible, because now you need to figure that out, that you need to improve your teams in normal ways and not just build a Cadaver team. So I've put together a thorough list. I'm certain I missed some things. That's where you come in, letting me know about it in the comments below. And of course, as always, you have the power to help other people see this video by hitting the like button. So if you appreciate this, go hit that like button. That's how YouTube pushes this video out to help other people. And in addition, I was stealing some images from one of the articles on my website for this video, for the thumbnail. So if you just search Hydra rotations, or you go to my website and scroll down in the articles, you can get a full breakdown of all of the rotations. There you can see, all you do is just scroll down on the articles section, and what you're going to get is the complete rotations breakdown if you want information on what strategies are good and helpful for each rotation in particular. I like the idea of just building a team that's going to be successful on every rotation, but that's not always possible on everyone's account. So if you want that breakdown, make sure you head over to my website. All kinds of helpful stuff over there for you guys. I'm thinking about holding a subathon tomorrow as well on Twitch. I don't have that all planned out yet because I think what I was planning to do is falling through. So I might just be changing that as you know, at the last minute. But if you are around, you can come win a bunch of gems. I'm gonna have giveaways and stuff, so come on out to Twitch tomorrow, and I should be streaming over there at least for part of the day. I haven't figured it all out yet, but I'll be on at some point tomorrow. I'll also be live tonight on Twitch doing a Hydra build and pulling shards. So if that is of interest to you, it is, so come on out. Jumping into the topic here today, how do we maximize the damage in Hydra? I'm going to go through some things that I don't know if everyone puts all of these together as things you can do to help your Hydra damage. So what I'm going to do is just put it all in one video, and then if I need a second video based on your comments, I will do a follow-up, okay? So tell me what I forgot, and for now, let's jump into the video. I'm very curious, too, which ones of these did you know, and which ones did you not know? So let me know that as well. Alright, so the very first thing that you can do in this game to help yourself is your Great Hall. And for some people, this is a task. This is asking a lot because there are a lot of people who don't like Arena. There are a lot of people who love Arena, and I'm somewhere in the middle, okay? As you can see, during CVC, I fell down. I did some fights, but I was mostly farming, and now I need to go back up to Gold 5. you know, pretty close, right? I just need to do a couple fights and then set a real defense. I've been keeping a one-man defense to force me to do this, and if you need encouragement to do more fights, then I would tell you to do this as well, you know? Set a one-man defense, get beaten up, then be forced to fight back up. Okay, and then maybe, you know, Sunday night or so, or Saturday night, something. Put a couple extra people in there so that you don't just get farmed. But this is very important for a couple reasons, okay? So, number one, your level in Arena gives you bonuses. And they're pretty significant, okay? They give you an overall bonus to your base stats, which is really helpful in every area of the game. Number two, obviously, these Great Hall bonuses really impact your account as well, okay? The affinity bonuses affect every area of the game. You can see this is literally step by step what I tell people to do in their Great Hall. Get your first level 10. After you get your first level 10, make your whole Great Hall blue, probably level 4 or 5, and then start on level 10s. Usually accuracy and crit damage, but resistance is pretty important as well. Then after that, get everything to level 6, and then after that, start back on level 10s, okay? And I'm still pushing. I want to finish my Great Hall, okay? So I've been trying to do a lot of fights per week, but it's a marathon, not a sprint. Like, it's not going to happen right away. You have to have consistency, okay? Now, I don't know what I'm going to go for next. I actually think I'm going to do Void Attack. I think I'm going to go Attack. Tell me your opinion on that. Thing number two, your live arena bonuses are crazy impactful. So impactful. Like, honestly, I think that this is the best thing that I've done for my Hydra damage. I have level 5 Ignore Defense. I have level 4 Speed. And I have level 2 or 3 Everything else. Now, since I've been back to school teaching again, I have not had time to do live arena hardly at all. So, this is all from over the summer for the most part. Or, you know, when I was home for a couple weeks with the baby, I did a bunch of fights. But this is really impactful. Start with the Ignore Defense. Add some crit damage. Add some speed. Those are the 3 most important. And then fill in the rest. You will not imagine how big of a difference these little upgrades can make. And I, for one, would love to, you know, work on this more and more and more. I also want to mention, for the record, like, these are long-term things you can do to help your account. So if you've been playing for a while, or you plan on playing for a while, and most of you around my channel, I would say, fall into that category, this, like, it's not like you have to do live arena all the time. Like, if you take a week or two and just do a bunch of live arena and then make these upgrades and then don't touch live arena for a month or two, these upgrades will be here for forever. They will help you in Hydra for forever. I also think, obviously, Fire Knight is going to be very impactful here with the same upgrades, the same exact upgrades. And then the rest of these are pretty unimportant. In all honesty, I don't know, maybe Ice Golem would be helpful because then you could, you know, build your champion stats in different ways. But the 2 most important are obviously Fire Knight and Hydra. Even if you're early game, don't put stuff in Demon Lord. Especially not speed. That is like the #1 way to mess up your teams. Alright, so speaking of speed, I guess that's the main thing that I want to say here, okay? Really, the #1 way to improve your teams is messing with their speeds, okay? Like, let's take my Lydia, for example, okay? Let's take Lydia as a perfect example, right? Most people's Lydia is reasonably fast, okay? But if you're putting her in a specialty set, a lot of times what happens is that speed goes way down. So once you hit late game type of gear, you should be able to put your champions in a specific set and still maintain a high speed. Like, I see Lydias all the time that are this fast, right? 260, 270 usually. But she doesn't have to be. Like, a lot of people run their Lydia around the 230 range, and all of that is fine. But if you want to maximize the damage, you need to start getting more and more champions faster and faster and faster. Okay, let me give you a good idea of like what your speed ranges should be. On normal, it literally doesn't matter. Don't worry about your champion speed. Just make a team that has good synergy in it, good team composition, which we'll talk a little bit about later. And then you will be one king normal. As long as you have a full team of 6 stars and you have most of the roles for Hydra, you're going to one key normal with very little effort. Once you are trying to do hard Hydra, you need to get your champions all over 200 speed. And for some people that might seem very difficult. For most of you, it should not. All of your champions over 200, preferably all over 220. Once you hit Brutal and Nightmare, your speeds should be all in the 250 range if you want to be one keying these two difficulties. And that is going to be challenging at first. But if you just have put off building your Hydra teams and you have a solid account, it's not going to be hard. You should be able to, if you've been farming gear in this game for a year, year and a half, you should start to have the gear to put all of your champions over 250 speed. And with the next thing that I'm going to say, which is Gear Ascension, that is going to be easier and easier if you're doing Sand Devil. So, what type of champions do you want in your team is your normal Hydra specialists, but all of them, not just some, all of them, the whole team should be over 250 speed, with the exception of your Mischief tank, okay? If you are running a Mischief tank, which is a good idea, then they want to be the slowest in the team. Okay, so for example, this was for Brutal. This was the Cadaver Krisk. And I kind of slowed him down here and put some damage on him. I don't know if I'm going to keep this build, but he was all the way down to 229 speed. Since I have a second Krisk, I'll show you the more traditional type of a build is up at around the 240 mark. And then just with higher resistance and accuracy, okay? And I want to say this is the one that I have been using on Brutal, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to have to like rearrange all of my teams now that the Cadaver thing is nerfed. It's nerfed, right? So your speed, super, super important. Next up, I am shocked frequently when I don't see a decreased defense champion in the team. It's a must. You cannot skip this spot. For most people, it should be Lydia. But like other amazing options would be Michinaki. And then if if your account is not as, progressed or has a lot of champions yet, Ugo is probably your go-to. But literally anyone, okay? Anyone with the decreased defense you can use in your team, okay? The Abyss full 6-star has been very disappointing, FYI. I still might do a video on it. But like Venus is top tier, Cecia is amazing. This is going to be AoE decreased defense. Stagnite is a beast for you guys. I've used Stagnite so many times. I did a build recently where we used Madame Ceres. Clearly, I've been stealing gear. A lot of accounts are using Deacon, okay? Anyone with AoE decreased defense and weaken in your team. Anyone. And that is the main way, okay? You have to have this spot in your team, otherwise you're missing out on that super important debuff. It's ideal to have weaken in there as well. So if you have weaken in there, then that's going to be, I don't really need to search it. Then that's going to be your champions that put both, okay? Decrease defense and weaken, all right? It is my goal to, I don't even know where he is. Where's Draco? It is my goal to test Draco. What, is he in the vault? Did I literally vault Draco? Ah, that's funny. Draco is still in my clan boss team. He's still built for that speed. However, I would love to test him in Hydra. I think especially on hard, if you're an endgame player, I think Draco could be one of the secrets to unlock damage on hard. And so I want to try him out. But any champion with decreased defense and weaken, that's going to be a really big boost to your damage. All right, now I have to mention the awakening, okay? It's just really impactful. Like whatever blessing that you're going to have here, even if you can get the level 2 for the stat boost, is so big. And then the blessings that you're choosing are super important as well, okay? I think here are the top blessings that I want to mention, all right? If you have 6-star Crushing Rend, then put it there. Most of you don't, okay? So most of you, the #1 blessing you're going to want is Cruelty, all right? You are also going to want some, whoever else is going to be in Phantom Touch or Lightning Cage, okay? I really would like a math breakdown of Phantom Touch versus Lightning Cage, because I think Lightning Cage wins. But I don't know how to test that. I'll just be honest with you. But I think that those two blessings are very comparable. And Lightning Cage you can put on your Mischief tanks because it's an extra buff. And that will help Mischief target them. The other one is your Brimstone, which is still very good. Okay, I think we've gotten away from putting Brimstone in our teams for some reason, but Brimstone, very good. Those are the 4 main blessings that you should be using, okay? Also, I guess I'll just briefly mention, if you have the ability to empower someone that's going to be impactful, I would do it. The only exception is if you don't have your Faction Guardians, right? Like, if you don't have your Faction Guardians filled out, most of the time I don't recommend Empowerment, but Empowerment will obviously help you. So will your Faction Guardians, though, okay? So, all, you know, your Epics, you should fill out 100%, no questions asked. The Legendaries, obviously, everybody's not going to have a bunch of duplicate Legendaries, okay? But that is another way to improve your damage. Next up is going to be unpopular, but this is such a big way to improve your account. And I recently just, you know, re-geared the Rhodos and made him, you know, get to be smacking. He's a little bit slow for my taste, but his damage output is very good. So the Gear Ascension is really, really good, okay? The Gear Ascension is really good. Getting additional speed on your champions is second to none. Remember, that is one of the most important things. And you should be looking for speed ascended boots. Okay? Main set speed with speed. I have used these boots so many times, it's crazy. Okay? Just as an offset. Their days set don't matter. It rolled reasonably well. It's speed with speed. I can't tell you how impactful that is. These ones, these are bad. I will definitely fully awaken these boots. Is that awaken? Whatever it is. Ascend. I'll fully ascend these boots. That's it. And I'm going to put them on somebody. Because you can't find this extra 12 speed Anywhere. You can't find it. It's impossible. So that is one of the main ways, is ascending your boots. Like, literally just make a Sand Devil team, even if it's level 7, and then go test every 6-star pair of boots on your account. Go test them all, and then see how many you have, okay? I just got those ones, but those are like the first ones that I've gotten in quite some time. Let's only look at 6 stars. Oh, Godseeker has one. Okay, that's one that I was not aware of. Panda Express, I was testing him. Not sure how to feel. I need to work more with him. Cadaver, I'll steal his boots. Like, these should be on some of your best champions. And you can see here, like, Maneater probably didn't need these. I might go steal those, because that should probably be in another, on another champion, right? And these types of gear is how you're going to improve your damage, okay? Well, on the chests, this is a bad example because it's flat attack, but this would be attack percentage for most people. Crit damage with crit damage. These are those gloves from that video the other day. And then in Shogun, the main thing that you're farming for in Shogun is crit damage amulets with crit damage as the Ascension, because that's an extra 12 crit damage, okay? And those two dungeons, those two new dungeons, that's the biggest way to progress your entire account, in my opinion. Like, if I was mid-game right now, just got my Lydia right around Lydia time frame or wherever, and I wanted a big boost to my account, I would go make a Sand Devil team, I would start awakening gear, and I would set that as a big focus for my account. Okay, still got a couple more here, all right? Now, when you are building your champions, okay, there's a couple things. Make sure that you're still using War Master, okay? Or occasionally Giant Slayer. There are some champions where maybe you would take like a defense or a support tier 6 mastery, but 9 times out of 10, it's going to be War Master, okay? And that still adds a lot of damage. People just forget it. So make sure you do that. The #1 gear set for Hydra, in my opinion, is going to be Relentless, okay? The Relentless set, just helping you get extra turns, is really, really impactful. Like, even let's say in your fight you get 5 extra turns. That's going to add a lot more damage. You're going to cycle through your abilities, okay? But in addition to that, you want to make sure that you're getting HP burn in the team. And you want to make sure you're getting Hex in the team. That's why Michinaki is so good, because he can just do all of these things that you need in the team. He's really good the faster you make him. He is amazing in Relentless. He has HP burn, decreased defense, Hex. Like, if you have this champion, he should be in your team. Okay, my little Skeletor guy, I worked really hard to get him. I think actually I got him in that weird summon rush they did. They should do that again, Plarium. Do that again, okay? But these are all things that you can put in your team, right? And if you don't have a Hex champion, start farming Ice Golem and get a good curse set for somebody. It doesn't have to be Lydia. Okay, it can be whoever, but somebody with AoE attacks is going to be really good. Provoke set is also amazing for this game mode, okay? I want to focus on HP burn because I think that is the main way that people are going to do a lot of damage here. And I want to just highlight some very good HP burn champions. Cecia, Venus, your Artak could be really good, okay? I have him in like an Ice Golem type of a build. I don't even remember if I landed on using him there. Tunisia's insane, all right? Geo can still be good, but he has to be the only HP burn champion there. Tila is really good. There's so many good HP burn champions. I'm sure you have someone. All right. And HP burn just does really, really good damage on Hydra. So I encourage you to put that in your team. All right, let's wrap up this rather lengthy video here by talking about your team composition briefly, okay? Your team composition is very, very important, and the first thing you should be doing is building for survivability. The longer you go in the fight, the more damage you're going to do. So that means if you have a Duchess or a Cardial, starting with them in the team, you know, if you have people that make you very survivable, you should be using them. I don't know that I really do. I mean, Krisk, okay. Krisk is very survivable. This is my Nightmare team here. Cardial in the team there. People who are helping you survive, that should be a big priority. And then after you're surviving, then you can scale down and add more champions for damage. Terrace is a great champion to help with survival as well. I know he doesn't seem like it. He seems like a damage dealer, but his passive is stupid and busted. So putting Terrace in your team literally will just unlock different levels of Hydra that you haven't been able to do. Okay, so Terrace, I mean, I'm not going to go through everybody here. Marichka's great as well, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but start with survivability, okay? Start with survivability. And then move on to, well, how can I add more damage to the team, right? But things that you want in your team if possible. Increase speed, decrease speed. Survivability, ally attack, cleansing. Provoke, block buffs. Decrease defense, weaken, HP burn. Hex, shields. If you can get somebody in your team with good shields, that's very helpful for survivability. Shamail or Veil champions or cleansers to just ignore the fear head, but some way to help you not getting feared. Like all of the different heads, you want to try to counter them in your team if possible, okay? And this is a good example of a team that I've been really using. Roz gave me this idea. I changed a little bit of things. And I'm planning on doing a video of sweet combos of champions in Hydra. So if you have ideas of cool combos for Hydra, please let me know or DM me. Because I'm starting to put that list together. There's some really cool things that you can do, but if you have this team, it's ridiculously good, just FYI. This is the team I'm running on hard, but I actually think this could do brutal. Maybe not Nightmare, though I would have to make them more survivable for Nightmare, but I think this is a really, really good team, and if you have it, I would build it. But that's all for me here today. What do you think of this maximum damage series on Hydra? Let me know. And if you made it to the end of the video, man, you're a baller and a beast. I appreciate you. Hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.